In this video, I'm so excited. In this video, we're turning this Raspberry Pi into a super secure network router. Raspberry Pis can do pretty much anything, including becoming a router. And it's kind of the perfect router. Look how tiny it is. And it's perfect for traveling, which is exactly what I'm going to use it for. This will be my official travel router when I take my family on a road trip here soon, and it will securely connect me and my family wherever we go to the internet over VPN. Dude, it's amazing, and in this video, I'm gonna walk you through every single step. And honestly, it's not too crazy. We're gonna install OpenWRT, which is just this amazing Linux-based open source router. I'll show you how to get a basic network setup, and then I'll show you how to connect to NordVPN all the time over this Raspberry Pi. And you can use this thing anywhere. Coffee shops, hotels, Airbnbs, whatever it is. It can connect to public Wi-Fi as a client and give you internet access, but also give you secure VPN internet. It's awesome. So here we go. No time to waste. Let's get this sucker going because I'm about to leave for my trip. Whew, get your coffee ready, man. NetworkChuck.coffee. Oh, and also shout out to the sponsor of this video, Hostinger. I believe every one of you should have a website, and Hostinger is the place to build it. We'll talk more about them later in the video. Okay, first let's talk about what you need. Well, the first and most obvious thing you need is a Raspberry Pi. And here I actually have good news. This is a rare project where most Raspberry Pis are supported. OpenWRT can be installed in pretty much anything from the 0 to the Pi 4. Now there are some considerations you gotta think about when you pick your Pi. And I always recommend just to have the Raspberry Pi 4 because it has everything you need. Built-in Wi-Fi, Ethernet ports, and it's stinking fast, and it's gonna give you the best performance. So get the 4, but it supports everything, which is so cool. And also, like every Pi, you're gonna need some goodies, like the power supply, a micro SD card, a USB micro SD card reader. And if you don't already have one, make sure you have an Ethernet cable and a computer you can connect to with that Ethernet cable. But normally when you're buying a Raspberry Pi, it comes in a kit and you get all this stuff right there in the package. Second, and this is pretty important, you'll need a USB Wi-Fi adapter. And you'll need one that can work with the Raspberry Pi and specifically OpenWRT. Now personally, I can recommend this guy right here. I just bought him from Amazon. He works, check the link below. How much was he? Let me check. Oh, he's like 12 bucks, yeah. Get this guy. Now you may already have one and it might work, but I can't promise it'll work. And as we're walking through our steps, you'll find out pretty soon if it does or it doesn't. And then finally, you need coffee. I'm sorry, it's just required. If you do anything in IT, you have to have coffee. NetworkChuck.coffee. Coffee break to fuel up. Let's go. Let's do this. Now real quick before we start, I want to show you how this is going to end up working. Now I'll be using a Raspberry Pi 4 for this project. The key considerations here is that it has built-in Ethernet, of course, and built-in Wi-Fi. And then we'll also have a USB Wi-Fi adapter that will plug in, boop, right there. So we'll end up having 2 Wi-Fi interfaces. You will need 2 Wi-Fi interfaces. So if your Raspberry Pi does not have Wi-Fi built in, well, you're gonna need 2 wireless adapters, 2 USB wireless adapters. Because here's how it's gonna work. The onboard Wi-Fi, the one built into my Raspberry Pi 4, that sucker will connect to any public Wi-Fi available. That wireless will be used to connect to public Wi-Fi. The USB wireless adapter will be giving me and my family Wi-Fi. It will be the one broadcasting my SSID and what I connect to get access to the internet. And the Ethernet port will just be part of it. He'll be part of that same network that my family is connecting to. So if I did want to plug in something to that, for example, I'll be plugging in my Raspberry Pi NAS to that Ethernet port so I can watch Plex movies on the road in the car with my family. That's gonna be awesome. Anyways, here we go. So again, if you don't have 2 Wi-Fi interfaces, you'll need them. Okay, step 1, we gotta bake our Pi. We gotta put OpenWRT on the sucker as the OS. So real quick, again, links below for everything. Go out and find your OS. Match it up to your particular Pi. For me, I have the Raspberry Pi 4B, which is right here. I'm gonna download this firmware right here. Boom. And it's super small and really fast, so watch this. So I'm gonna take the Dang, it's already done. Okay, time to write the sucker to our SD card. So grab your micro SD card. Where'd my, oh, there it is. Get your USB micro SD card reader, slide that bad boy in there and plug it into your computer. And then we'll use my go-to tool for imaging anything with the Raspberry Pi Imager, link below, Mac, Linux, Windows. First I'll choose my OS, which is the one we just downloaded. So I'll hit that and I'll scroll all the way to the bottom and select Use Custom. We are doing something custom here. You'll want to select the OpenWRT image. Open that, and then finally select your storage. Make sure you pick the right one. Mine is this 32 gig micro SD card, and that's it, guys. Click on Write, Yes, and super fast coffee break, because this thing goes so stinking fast. Here we go, bam! And the time it takes to sip a cup of coffee, it's ready. Grab your micro SD card. Grab that sucker, slide that into your Raspberry Pi. Depending on what model you have, it might be a bit different, but I'll slide mine in here. Now the cool part is you won't need a monitor or keyboard to get the sucker going. So first what we'll do is take an Ethernet cord, plug it into your laptop or computer or whatever, and plug that into your Raspberry Pi's Ethernet port. Oh, love that sound. And then we will plug in the Raspberry Pi power. And that sucker will boot up auto-magically. So now how do we access our Pi with this new OpenWRT OS installed? Well, again, right now you should have an Ethernet cable going from your computer to your Raspberry Pi's Ethernet port. By default, your Raspberry Pi will have an IP address of 192.168.1.1. Our goal right now is to be able to access that IP address so we can configure that bad boy. So what we'll need to do is give our computer, our interface, an IP address in that subnet. So what I'll do is give my computer, and you can follow along and do the exact same as me, the IP address of 192.168.1.10. Let's go do that right now. I'm gonna do it inside Windows. I'll do Windows key S and search for Control Panel, click on Network and Internet, click on View Network Status and Tasks, and then my Ethernet port is the one I wanna change right here. Click on Properties, find my Internet Protocol version 4 adapter there, and change it from automatic to manual. 192.168.1.10. Default gateway of 192.168.1.1. And that's all we need. Click OK, OK, and close, and we should be able to access it. So now, and by the way, if you're using Linux or Mac, it'll be different, right? So Google that. I can only show so much. Anyways, so now I'm gonna launch my command prompt or CMD. For Mac or Linux, that'll be terminal. See, I'm helping you a little bit. And we're gonna SSH into that bad boy. So the command will be SSH. Default username is root at 192.168.1.1. And here we go. Type in yes, and we're in. OpenWRT on our Raspberry Pi. Are you ready for this? Coffee break, just real quick. Notice it did not prompt us for a password. Super insecure. Let's go ahead and change that. Type in PASSWD, which by the way, that's how you change a password on any Linux device. And that's it, just hit enter. It'll prompt you for a new password. Enter your new password in. Something good. Password for root, changed by root. Now, whether you're new to networking or not, OpenWRT is fun. It's a new thing. I'm used to Cisco stuff and Ubiquity. This is all like Linux, so check it out. First, I'm gonna show you something. We're gonna do CD or change directory. We're gonna go to /etc or etc /config and just go there, hit enter. Type in ls to see what's inside. All these files right here hold our configuration of our Raspberry Pi router, our network config, firewall, DHCP, and we can edit these files. So let's take a look at network first, and we're actually gonna make some changes here. Actually, no, first, what we're gonna do is back up our files in case we screw something up. So here are the files we're changing and we wanna back up. Wireless, network, and firewall. Really easy to back those up, check it out. The command will be CP, which stands for copy. We'll do firewall first, firewall, and then we'll say the name of the file we want to copy it to. Firewall.bk for backup. Done, we backed it up. Let's do it again, do up arrow, do it for network. Network.bk, backed up. And we'll do it for wireless. So now if we hit ls once more, we get our main configs and we got our backups right there. Perfect. Now we're ready to make some changes and not be too afraid of what happens. And worst comes to worst, you can always re-image it. Did you see how fast that was? So it's not a big deal. Now real quick, let me tell you something. As we're doing this project, as we're building a Raspberry Pi router, did you know that you're building some crazy skills? Marketable skills like Linux and networking knowledge that you can put on a resume, or even better, a website? Yes, these are skills that can help you get a job, but you can't get a job unless someone knows about you, unless someone can see what you're doing. I truly believe having a website with your name, with your branding, is the best way to get your best foot out there. Sure, you can have a resume, but man, having a website along with your resume puts you above the rest. That's why I'm a big fan of Hostinger, the sponsor of this video. They are a fantastic way to build your website. In fact, all of my daughters, 5 of them, yes, I have 5 daughters, have a website on Hostinger right now, because it's never too early to start branding. From 4 months old to my 10-year-old, yeah, they have their own website. And if my 4-month-old has a website, I think you should have a website. And choosing Hostinger for that website is a no-brainer. Fast servers, 99.9% uptime guarantee, which you want to keep your website up. It's optimized for WordPress, which is what I run all my websites on. That's the best thing ever. And if you get lost, they got chat support 24/7, 365. They have a crazy user-friendly control panel. Everything's really easy to set up. I even made a video about this. I made a video telling you why you need a website, and I showed you how you can do it. So check it out somewhere up here. You also get a free domain, SSL, and a 30-day money-back guarantee. So yeah, don't waste any more time. As soon as you're done building your Raspberry Pi router, go build yourself a website. In fact, talk about doing this. You'll be amazed at what employers will look for. If I were hiring someone right now, if I saw that, dude, you're hired. So check it out in the description. I got a link for you, hostinger.com/NetworkChuck. Use my code NetworkChuck and you get 10% off. Let's jump into our network file first. Now, bad news. Nano, he's not here right now. My favorite text editor in Linux. We have to use VI or Vim. Let's do it. So type in VI, and then the name of that file, network. That's it. Hit enter. We're in. All this right here is our network configuration. It's cool, right? So let's make some changes. Okay, first we're gonna change our LAN network here. One thing we're gonna change is the IP address. 192.168.1.1 is the most common home network IP address or subnet. And you know what? Hackers know that too. So we're gonna change it so they don't know. So we're gonna use our directional pad to scroll down there. And to make this edit change, we're gonna hit the I key for insert. And now we can start editing. So I'm gonna backspace that IP address and put in a custom one, like, I don't know, 10.71.71.1. You can copy me if you want to, just make sure it's a private IP address. And that's all I need for that network there. And then we're gonna add one more line here. So go ahead and bring your cursor with your directional arrows all the way down here to the bottom, right here. Hit enter, and then space on over to where it all lines up nice and pretty. I just like the way that looks. So here, type in option, and then type in force_link, and then space, single quote, 1 single quote, which we're basically saying this is his IP address, keep this config, save it, whether he's up or not. So he's done, he's good. Now hit enter a few times. We're gonna make a new interface. You ready? Oh, this is crazy. All right, here we go. We're kinda gonna copy what we just did up there. Type in config, interface, and we're gonna name this new interface, single quote, WWAN or WWAN. Single quote once more to close that sucker out. Hit enter, line that option up with the N, type in your first option. Oh yeah, we're gonna add some config to this. We're then gonna type in proto, PROTO, space, single quote, DHCP, single quote. Now what this is doing here is we're telling our WAN interface to pull an IP address from DHCP from whatever wireless network we connect to. So if it's public Wi-Fi, like Starbucks, boom, it's gonna give your WAN interface an IP address. Whereas up here on our LAN, we're doing static. We want that thing to stay the same. Here, we wanna match it to whatever network we're connecting to. Golden. Now for some more options. Hit enter, space on over, space out. Option, we're gonna type in peer DNS, space, single quote, 0, single quote. And then one more time, enter, space on over, option, we'll type in just DNS, single quote, and then we'll put in a DNS server we wanna use for our WAN interface. Me, I love to use Cloudflare's 1.1.1.1. You can use that as well. And then as a backup, I'll do Google, so space 8.8.8.8. Cloudflare and Google, can't go wrong, right? I don't know. Okay, we're done with the WAN interface. We're gonna add one more. This is it, I promise. Config, interface, single quote, VPN client, because we will be setting up a VPN connection. Now, if you're not gonna do VPN, then you can skip this part. I am, because I wanna be secure. Because we know hackers hack Starbucks Wi-Fi all the time, right? Anyways, hit enter, space on over, option, if name, we're naming an interface, single quote, ton 0, single quote, and then one more, option, proto, single quote, none, single quote. Now that's it, we're done. Now just so you know, all we're doing here can be done in a nice pretty GUI. So if you're more comfortable with that, go for it. We're gonna do both with this tutorial. I like doing both. Oh, it's so fun. Anyways, I'll show you the GUI here in a bit. So now how do we save this? Well, we're using Vim, so it's a little unfriendly, but to do this, don't do anything just yet, just calm down. First, hit the escape key, then hit colon, then type in WQ. I know it's freaking weird. Right here at the bottom left, you should see it just like this, squiggly, colon, WQ. If you see that, you're good, hit enter, you did it! You saved the config. Now real quick, we're gonna make one change to our firewall. So again, we're gonna do VI, this time we'll do firewall as the document we're gonna open. Do it. We're only gonna change one thing. Down here, we're gonna change configuration for this zone right here, the zone for our WAN. We're gonna change this option input from reject to accept. That's all we're doing right here. So again, scroll on down with your directional arrows, get in place right over here next to that reject, hit I to start editing, remove that, type in accept, and then we're ready to save. Hit escape, colon, WQ, enter, we're solid. Now we're going to reboot our Raspberry Pi. And when it comes up, things are gonna be a bit different. It's gonna be fun though. You ready? So first let's type in reboot, and that's it, hit enter. Bye buddy, see you in a minute. Okay, and you should lose connection. We just did something that's gonna affect how we connect to him again. His IP address was 192.168.1.1. I changed mine to 10. What was it again? I don't remember. Was it 77? Let me go look through this again. I don't remember. It was 77 or 71. One of those two. So we'll need to be on that same network in order to connect to that guy. Now the good news is that network is handing out IP addresses like candy. DHCP sucker, so all you gotta do is change our adapter back to DHCP. So here in Windows, I'll get back into my Ethernet adapter, go back into his properties, get back into his IPv4 stuff, and then change it back to obtain IP address automatically. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna change it back for my DNS too. Yes, we're all good. Okay, close, and now we wait. Here on Windows, I'll see if I got anything yet. I'll do IP config, take a look at that interface. Okay, it was 71. But yeah, here I am right here. It gave me 10.71.71.247. And I'm gonna connect to him on 10.71.71.1. Let's try it out. So the command will be SSH root at 10.71 or whatever you set yours to, 71.1. Yes, and then my password I set earlier. Boom, we're back in. So now here's the state of things. we got our new IP address on our Raspberry Pi, our new subnet, our new LAN. And I have a new IP address too. Exciting. Now our next task is to get our USB Wi-Fi adapter set up. Now you might think it would be as simple as just plugging it in and magic happens, it works. No, IT is rarely that easy, but we got coffee. That's why we have coffee. Anyways, coffee break. Now the good news is it's not too crazy. All we have to do is install a few drivers. So I'm gonna scoot this guy back on over here. We're not ready for him yet. Just a moment, Bubba. We'll have you up there in a moment. First, we gotta download some drivers. Now to download drivers, we'll need internet access. Our Raspberry Pi is going to need internet access. So our task right now is to get his internal Wi-Fi adapter on my Raspberry Pi 4. I want to get him connected to my Wi-Fi here in my house. It's actually crazy simple. Check this out. Watch. Oh, it's so fun. So back at our terminal here, we're gonna make one change to our wireless configuration. So we're gonna do VI once more. We'll be done with VI here in a moment, don't worry. Actually, we'll keep using it just for fun. VI, we'll do /etc/config/wireless, and we're in here. We have to make one change to our Radio 0 interface, which is the default built-in one to the Raspberry Pi. We have to make this change in order to make him come up and work. I ran into this issue and I couldn't figure it out until I found this awesome forum with this awesome answer. Here's the answer right here. Let's make some changes. So first we're gonna change our channel. Right now it's 36. Hit I when we get there. Change it from 36 to something like 7 or yeah, just do 7 for now. You can change it later. We'll change our option HW mode right here from 11A to 11G. Then down here, option HT mode, we'll change it from VHT80 to HT20. And then we'll add one more line underneath option disabled. Just do it, enter, space on over, option. We'll type in short _GI _40, and then space, single quote, 0, single quote. That should be all we need. Now, if you know anything about me, I hate wireless networking, so don't ask me what that meant. I just know it fixed it and it works, and that's really all I care about. So we're gonna hit escape:WQ to write and quit to save it and get out of there. We're golden, and now we have to apply that configuration to our wireless interface. A few commands here. First, it'll be UCI commit wireless. We're committing our configuration, saving it, bam, and then just type in Wi-Fi. Boom. Oh, you know what? We forgot one thing. Hold on. Let's get back in there. VI, etc, etc, config wireless. We forgot to enable it. So right here, notice it says option disabled 1, which is like binary. It's like 1 is on. So yeah, option disabled, it's disabled. Let's enable it. So we're gonna turn that 1 into a 0. Hit I, change that 1 to a 0, escape:WQ, out of there. And then we'll do that same commit thing, UCI commit wireless, type in Wi-Fi. Okay, cool, that's a lot better, okay. Now real quick, just for fun, if you pull out your phone or something that has wireless, and you go to look for your wireless connections around you, you should see something that says OpenWRT. Yep, there it is, it's broadcasting, super cool, okay. But now we're gonna take that connection and make it connect to your Wi-Fi, my Wi-Fi, to get an internet connection. For that, we're going to the GUI. Here we go. So fire up that web browser and navigate to the IP address of your Raspberry Pi router, 10.71.71.1. Hit enter. Oh yeah, here we go. Log in with that password you set earlier, and we're in. Now what's so cool about this is most of the config that we have demonstrated can be done here in the GUI. So again, if you feel more comfortable doing that, go for it. But let's get back on task here. So first we're gonna go to, in the menu up here, network, and then to wireless. Click on wireless. We can see right here we have our wireless radio interface that we just brought up, and then here's the SSID that's being broadcasted. We're gonna change that up a bit. So first, I want you to go over here and click on scan. This is so cool, watch this. Click on scan, and it's going to find all the wireless networks in your area. Great for reconnaissance and great for connecting to wireless networks. Oh yeah. Now for me, I'm gonna connect to my home network, which is port key right here. I'm gonna click on join network. You do the same for your network. And by the way, this is what you'll do whenever you go to a new place. If you wanna get their internet for your Raspberry Pi, you're just gonna do the simple process. Super easy. Now, two things we're gonna change here. First, we're gonna check this box to replace the wireless configuration with what we're doing here. And then we're gonna put in our wireless password, which you should have a password. If you're open, then you're crazy. So click the box, bam, and then my wireless password, which I don't remember, I gotta go find it. It's super complicated. Paste that sucker in there, and just notice this, you don't have to change it. It's being assigned to your WAN firewall zone, because it's gonna be a WAN interface, an interface that connects to the internet and gives you internet. So now, we're golden. Just click on submit, and then scroll down just a bit and click on save. And just to make sure things happen, click on save and apply down there. It won't take 88 seconds, it'll be done in like 3 seconds. There we go. Oh yeah. So what we're seeing right here is bam, our interface is now connected to port key. It's client now. We're seeing all the stuff about its configuration, or its connection. And real quick, if we go up here to status, and click on Overview to get back to that page where it shows us all the stuff. If I scroll down just a bit, heck yes, I can see what IP address it pulled from my wireless network here. So when you connect to any kind of public Wi-Fi or some Airbnb or hotel, this will be what it connects to and what it pulls right there. So now we should have internet. You wanna check it out? Let's try it. Let's get back to command line. I know you missed it. First, can I ping things? I'm not sure if it has ping. Let me try to ping google.com. Yahtzee. We got internet, yes! Okay, so now, remember our goal was to get this guy set up. Right now, if I plug them in, the Raspberry Pi would be like, okay, who's this guy? We have to download some drivers so we can recognize this thing. First, we're gonna type in one command, OPKG space update. It's gonna update its list of packages. Here we go, hit enter. Oh, we got a little failure. I'm gonna try it again. Come on, buddy. Okay, don't be stubborn. It should work. I'm gonna try it one more time. Huh, not liking it. You know what? I'm just gonna do a reboot to see if that fixes it, because that's the best thing you can do in IT. Okay, let's try it one more time. OPKG update. You better work this time, sucker. Yeah, there we go. That's much better. See, a reboot fixes everything, guys. And now, I'm gonna celebrate with a little coffee break. Dang, it went too fast. Okay, here we go. Now we're gonna install a bunch of packages all at once for this guy. Again, commands will be below. It's gonna copy and paste. We're installing a lot. And within all this mess should be drivers for most of the Wi-Fi USB adapters you have. Anyways, hit enter. It's gonna do its thing, and we're gonna have a little coffee break again. We've had a lot of coffee today, haven't we? And we're done. Okay, cool. So now we can plug in our USB adapter. No, real quick. I want to try something. Type in ls USB. Notice what you have. It's listing your USB interfaces, what you have plugged in. Notice what you have here right now. Let's plug in our new guy. There you go, buddy. Do ls USB once more. There he is. RA-Link 802.11n WLAN. Now to bring this guy up, to make him alive, I want to type in one command. And if this command works for you, you know your driver has been accepted, it's good. Here we go. The command will be ifconfig WLAN1 up. Here we go. Oh yeah. So if I type in ifconfig, listing my interfaces, there they all are. They're so pretty. Here's my internal wireless and my Wi-Fi adapter. Perfect. So now here's the state of things right now. WLAN 0 is doing its thing. It's connecting us to public Wi-Fi or whatever Wi-Fi it's supposed to. Right now it's gonna be the Wi-Fi in your house, and it's supplying you delicious internet. WLAN 1, he's doing nothing right now. We gotta config him. What we're gonna make him do is become the wireless access point for us to connect to and have internet. Now, after we do this, that's a working router, son. It's gonna be ready. You ready? Here we go. We're gonna stay in command line land because I'm comfortable here. I love it, and you should too. It's really fun. First, we're going to edit our wireless configuration file. So we'll do nano this time. Nano, the text editor, it's so much easier. Nano /etc /config /wireless. Boom. If we use a directional pad and scroll down just a bit, we can see that first of all, our new USB wireless interface already has some config in here. There he is right there, radio 1, that's his device config, and then there's his wireless interface config, which is actually broadcasting OpenWRT right now. If I check my phone again, that's gonna be him. Actually, no, he's not there. Can you guess why he's not there right now? Because he's disabled. We're gonna change that, aren't we? So let's make a few changes here. First, we need to obviously enable him. Now the cool thing about Nano is you don't have to do any kind of keystrokes, just start typing away. Change that 1 to a 0, saying no, he's not disabled. Now let's configure his wireless interface. Just a couple things here. First, we'll change his SSID to something that you want. For me, I want to change it to NetworkChuck_travel. Beautiful. I'll change the encryption to PSK2. And just below that, option, key, and we'll put in our wireless key that we want to use when we connect to this Wi-Fi. I'm gonna put in vacation. Now I'm gonna end up changing that, but that's what I'm gonna put for now. Now that should be it. I'm gonna hit, now Nano's different, hit Control X, Y, and enter, and we're saved. We're good. And then just as before, to commit our configuration, we'll do UCI, commit wireless, and then type in Wi-Fi, boom, we're solid. Now, we can actually connect to our Raspberry Pi's network, and we'll have internet. Let's try it out. Okay, let's see, connect to NetworkChuck Travel, put my vacation password in, yeah. Join it. It looks good so far. Let's see if I got an IP address. Not yet. Okay, got one. Notice I'm on the 1071.70 set, blah, 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 subnet. Now let's see if I can get to something. Let's go to networkchuck.com. Boom. Yes, it works. Okay, cool. So right now you have a working travel router. Like you go to your Airbnb, you go to your whatever it is, public Wi-Fi, Starbucks, you connect it to the wireless by going through the GUI like we just did, and you're good. Like that's awesome, right? But we still have an issue, right? We're not secure, we're not protected, we're not going over VPN, our network traffic is not encrypted. That's not good. So now for the next part of our config, we're going to set it up to where all of our traffic over this bad boy will go over NordVPN. So no matter where you go, your traffic's hidden. and you're secure. So let's try it out. Now keep in mind, while some of these steps are very specific to NordVPN, they should be pretty much the same for most VPN providers. I'm just showing one that I use all the time. So here we go, let's go. And then it should go without saying that you gotta be a paying subscriber to NordVPN, which you should, it's good. Anyway, here we go. First, we need to get our client profile set up. So I got a link below. This will take you to a page where NordVPN will recommend a server for you. And I like that one. If you don't, you can always select your country of preference, but I'm good. I'm gonna click on show available protocols right there. Let me zoom in a bit on that. There we go. So click on that. And then for our example, we're gonna download the OpenVPN UDP config. Download. Got it. Now our task is to upload this file, the one that we just downloaded right here. We're gonna upload that sucker to our Raspberry Pi router. And we're gonna use secure copy or SCP. So fire up another, so like currently right now we have a command prompt and we're inside of our Raspberry Pi router. We're gonna pull up another command prompt or another terminal. This should be the same on all platforms, by the way. Should be. Simple command. First, I'm gonna CD into my downloads folder because I know that's where my file is. And then I'll simply type in SCP space. I'll specify my file name, which let me go find it real quick. Kind of a long one. There it was. Space, and then the server or the Raspberry Pi router we're going to upload it to. This will be root at 10.71.71.1, and then we'll tell it where to put this file. So : we're gonna put this in etc etc /open VPN. And then we'll actually have to name the file. So we'll do / and we're actually gonna name it this, client.conf, client.conf or config. And that's it. It should prompt you for a login. Let's try it out. Yep. This will be the login for your Raspberry Pi. Boom, uploaded. Let's go make sure it actually did it. So let me pull it up real quick. Pull up my other command prompt. I'll CD to / etc /open VPN. LS that. There she is, client.conf, all we need right there. Okay, so now that we have our NordVPN file configuration uploaded, we can keep configuring our stuff here. Now, don't get scared. This is the notepad with all the commands we're going to enter right now. Don't worry, it's not too crazy. We'll walk through it all together. I'll hold your hand, let's go. First, we're gonna make sure we have our packages installed. Let's grab those first few commands, paste them in there, and we are solid. Now we're gonna set some parameters. Let's do that real quick. So here we're gonna do our OpenVPN directory. It's telling it where it's gonna be. We'll copy that. Paste that sucker in there. We're gonna label what the connection will be called. It's gonna be called client. Bam. Copy and paste that. Now we're setting the variables for username and password. This will be your NordVPN username and password. So put that in right here, between quotes. So mine is gonna be here. It's gonna be your email address that you use for your account. And then OVPN pass. And between quotes, I always wanna say parentheses, it's gonna be your NordVPN password. Just paste that sucker in there, between quotes, hit enter. The next script is just gonna create a nice little file with those two pieces of data inside of it. Paste that, bam. And then finally, the next section of script will actually create your VPN configuration. So copy that just as it is. Some fancy Linux bash scripting, boom, it did it. Now we're almost there, we're almost done. I know it feels like a lot. This next thing will actually make it to where we can manage this VPN in the web GUI, which we'll take a look at here in a moment. So copy that, go in here, paste it, hit enter. Cool. And then finally, our firewall configuration. We're just gonna copy and paste it just as it is. This will allow some things for our VPN to work. And you know what? That's it. That's good. Let's go take a look at the GUI and make sure everything looks solid. We're gonna mosey on over to VPN and OpenVPN here in the menu. And here we go. Here it is, client, and yes, it's connected. Now, we gotta test it. So let me pull up my phone. Where'd my phone go? There it is. And actually first, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna check it or uncheck it, save and apply. This is gonna stop my VPN connection so I can actually test and see if I'm on it. Okay, so just verifying here, I am connected to NetworkChuck _travel. Got my IP address there. I even have my AT&T turned off. All right, here we go. Let's do, what's my IP address? Bam. Now I'm not gonna show it to you, but it begins with 107. The NordVPN one should be different. So let's go ahead and go in here in the GUI, click that checkbox to enable that, and click on save and apply. Cool, it's connected. Let's refresh this page and see what happens. Yes, 185. That is a NordVPN IP, which means all my traffic is going over NordVPN through this Raspberry Pi router. Are you freaking kidding me? That's amazing, yes! Now I lied, there is one more thing I want us to do. Looking back here at my config, there's a hot plug we want to add to this. Basically this will make it to where if the WAN interface is disconnected, it will restart our VPN service to make sure it does stay up. Which, you know, for a travel router, that's what you want. So I'm gonna paste that config in there, boom, and just like that. My Raspberry Pi here is a router, and not just that, a pretty stinking secure one. It's got me connected to NordVPN, so wherever I go, hook it up, my family's protected. Now, OpenWRT, this thing's a beast. Like, there's so much to it. I spent a good while kind of playing around with it, making sure I was comfortable with it. My goodness, it's powerful. It's open source, Linux, it's the best. And by the way, people often do use the Raspberry Pi as their main router in their house. You can replace your main router with this sucker. Now, it won't be as fast as other fun routers like getting a pfSense router with a beefy set of hardware, but it still does the job. And for me, traveling, it's perfect. I'm gonna keep it in the car. It'll give me connection to my NAS, my Raspberry Pi NAS that I have, and we're gonna watch Plex movies off of it. And of course, wherever we go, safety. Anyways, guys, that's all I have today. Let me know what you think of the video in the comments below. Let me know if you do this. I want to find out. It's not really crazy expensive. It's kind of cool and fun and geeky, and really, why not? So yeah, that's all I have. Don't forget to hack that YouTube algorithm today. Hit that like button, notification bell, and subscribe and comment, all that stuff. You gotta hack YouTube today, but do it ethically, of course. And again, shout out to the sponsor of this video, Hostinger. If you want to get into IT or you're trying to advance your career, you gotta have your place on the internet. This sucker will augment your resume. It'll put you above the rest, and Hostinger will get you started to build you a website. So check it out, link below. And also, have you seen this shirt? Yeah, that's a Raspberry Pi, and you can get one right now at NetworkChuck.com. And yeah, for real, that's all I have. I'll catch you guys next time.